Hello and welcome to the MSPC Bros channel, and today we'll be talking about the new 30 series graphics cards. For part 1, we'll review the 3070. We'll include the price, specs, and the date it is officially getting released all in this one video. All this stuff got leaked recently and we can't wait to show you guys what crazy good stuff they put into this graphics card. Before we get into it, be sure you leave a like and subscribe if you want to see us show you what got leaked for the 3080, and stick around until the end so you can see the pros and cons about the 3070. What are we waiting for? Let's get into it. First off, we'll go over some general specs about this graphics card. For starters, it is 8GB of GDDR6 memory. This is 3GB less than the 2080 Ti. For now, it appears not much has changed, but wait until you see about the other specs this thing has. It has a 256-bit memory interface, which is a lot in today's gaming world, but it is still less than the expected since the 2080 Ti has a 352-bit. Enough of the saddening specs, time for the good ones. Included in the GPU comes 5,888 CUDA cores. This shows how much processing power they included in this GPU, so it can handle extremely intense gaming sessions at max settings. A base clock speed of 1500 MHz is sure to impress anyone, but its boost clock can take out all other graphics cards. Coming in with 1730 MHz, this is truly one of the best graphics cards out there. But this is only the beginning, so let's see what else it has to offer. Now for the system specs. Let's see what this GPU can do with cool technologies it supports. First on our list is that it is G-Sync compatible. This means that screen tearing is a thing of the past, which is a huge relief. It is also compatible with PCIe 4.0 technology. This is the slot where you insert the graphics card. This is the newest, meaning more power can be put into your screen so that it has more realistic qualities. For those taking gaming to the next level, it can also power your VR. This means you can play games and actually feel like you're in them. Now with all this great stuff, means a lot of power is needed to run it. You will need at least a 650 watt power supply in order for the system and the graphics card to run properly. Since this technology is super cool, it also needs to be cooled. The most amount of heat this can take is 93 degrees Celsius. This is almost hot enough to boil water. If you don't think this was cool enough, get ready for the next section of specs that will surely blow your mind. We all know that the 20 series graphics cards had ray tracing, which means the 30 series do too. The difference? This one is second generation, meaning it has even more tech put into it, meaning more games support it and a more realistic feel can be achieved than ever before. You're probably thinking that if the previous series has second generation Tensor cores, does this mean the 30 series has third gen? Well, you are correct. More computing power can be put into this AI-powered technology to boost your graphics card to the max. Finally, following suit with the previous series, this one is also an Ampere graphics card. Now I'll have to see how to even make this thing work. Since this is a powerful graphics card, it needs a lot of power. It requires at least 220 watts of power to be able to function properly. This was an obvious one that we all saw coming. It will also require an 8-pin PCIe cable in order to have the power delivered efficiently to it. This is still the same cable that we've been using to deliver power to the 1650s back in the day. Finally, the slot where it sits in is a PCIe 4.0x16 slot. This will deliver better looking graphics faster than the previous PCIe 3.0x16 slot. That's it for these specs. Now it's time to see how much this thing can really do. 3070 is so full of new stuff, we can't wait to show you what's left, so let's get right into it. First, the connections you can use to connect the 3070 with your monitor or monitors are 1 HDMI 2.1 port and 3 DisplayPort 1.4a ports. This means that since there are only 4 ports, there can only be enough for 4 monitors, which is way more than most need for gaming. Personally, the sweet spot is 2 to 3 monitors. Next up, an insane resolution that is sure to go down in history is a 7680 by 4320 resolution, also known as 8K. We have been waiting for so long to get an affordable 8K graphics card, and now it is finally possible. This is definitely one of the reasons why most people just can't wait to go and get the 3070. We are almost done with just one more round of specs, and then we'll share with you our pros and cons about this graphics card. Last but not least, we have the dimensions of the 3070. The length of the card is 9.5 inches or 242 millimeters. For size comparison, this is about how long most standard 2-fan graphics cards are. The width is 4.4 inches or 112 millimeters. This is also about how wide the standard graphics card is. Finally, the height is 2 slots. These are the slots that you line up your graphics card so you can plug it into your monitor. That's it for the specs. Now it's time for the pros and cons. There are so many pros that we could list here, but we're just going to go ahead and include a few. The first pro is that the leaked price is $499.99. This is an insane deal since the 2080 Ti was $1.2 thousand. Next, it has a really high boost clock speed. This is important if you want your graphics to be on time so they line up properly with your game. Finally, it has 8K. This is the best resolution we have seen from a graphics card, and we can't wait to see the dramatic difference from the previous 4K. Now for the cons, the memory is 3 GB less than the 2080 Ti, which is the only major thing most people aren't happy about. Other than that, this is one epic graphics card. Remember, if you want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so we know you enjoy watching, and we'll see you soon in part 2.